Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new episode of the Matty Chymbor. I'm your host, Matty. This is great. If you're new, thank you for trying me out. You could have easily clicked every other link. You saw my piece of shit horror face and you're like, you know what? Let's see what this douche has to say. And guess what? You're going to be in for a little treat. So stick around and feel free to literally smash that subscribe button. Take it out. Show it a good evening. Bring it home. Get some consensual indicators of interest, and then smash that fucking thing. And if you are returning, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I've done my job if you're back here. Maybe you watch this to feel better, to relate with me, but regardless, I appreciate you for coming back, and, I do my best. And regardless, people, hit the like button, comment. It just helps everything. It looks good. I'm happy. I don't beat my dog. I'm just kidding. I don't have a dog. I don't beat anything. So it just helps. Appreciate it. And, without further ado, thanks for watching the Matty Chymbor podcast. Gays, welcome back. Let's just dig into some trash. I've been on one recently, and that term sounds borderline gay, but it's me referring to my attitude. I've just been pissed. You ever just been pissed off, people? You ever just have, just a week? They say bad things come in threes. Who's threes? What's her name? What's her deal? All right. Bad things be done. Okay. I don't know. I just have a week. I've had a week and a half of just people taking shit and just whipping it at my face, and I'm just fucking taking it like a goddamn English soldier. You ever see the English soldiers taking beatings or he not moving? I'm just fucking stoic with my big old English soldier hat, just taking bad news off the fucking dome. All right, guess this is just my life now. First thing is just my job. I have a day job, people. It is what it is. Comedy's not paying the bees. And I also lead a lifestyle that would require me to be way further along in comedy. Could I quit now? Maybe. I'd have to get roommates. Nothing against that, but I've set a standard in my life where I'm not trying to. I don't know. I just like how I live. I need a job to afford this, so that's what it is. What it is, and sadly, just the construction industry is slowing to the point where it's just we're slow. This and the other. I still have a job, but who knows for how much longer? And that was just shit news to get. And, just rolling with the punches. I putting some feelers out there, but I haven't done the job. Finding a job's not easy. Finding a job is a job. You ever just be like, why is this so annoying? Why is writing a resume the douchiest thing you can do? I look at my resume, I'm like, who's that guy? Because, it is me, because for all I know, right now, somebody who's about to hire me is watching this, and I'm just telling you I'm a good boy, just venting. This is my real world stuff. That is me. So trust that I'm doing that. I will do that for you in your company. I don't know. It's just funny, the words. Results driven, motivated, go-getter. And then cut to me at home farting into a paper towel tube roll to see if it makes it sound different. As they're reading that, motivated individual who really digs into intellectual stuff. It did sound different. Did it? Did it sound different? I don't know. So the job thing pissed me off. I don't fucking know, man. And then, this is a topic that I want to touch on because it's so vague, where the next one, not that one, the new one, not the old one, and I'm not going to name names, but it's just frustrating where if you're watching this because you saw my reels, then I thank you for deciding to click more buttons than you had to. That's all the internet is now, is just people trying to get other people to click more buttons to get to their stuff. Oh, you click the button, or you click the thing to get to my video? Now I hope you click the thing to get to my podcast and then click the thing to see it every week. Everyone's clicking. What the fuck? That's a good idea. I kind of want to write that down. I sound like Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with all this clicking? I got 90 pens and I can't find one. Come on, you fucking chode boy. I'm a chode boy. Anyways, I come from comedy, right? I come from stand-up where in comedy, you strive to be an original person, right? You strive not even person and have your material be wildly original. And I thought everybody, wants that. I thought everybody, you see somebody do something or doing material that's kind of like yours or an idea you had. You're like, all right, well, that's theirs now. That's theirs. I can't do that type thing. At least that's how I've been living my comedic career. And within stand-up too, there's a huge policing, they call it, of jokes and, hey, he does that, just FYI. There's a big thing out there in the stand-up world of comics policing other comics and keeping people honest, which I get. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, and you're just like, all right, guy, people are going to have airplane jokes. You can't be like, he does an airplane bit. You're like, well, bitch, we've all flown an airplane. So, but then there's another level to that where if it gets more specific, people talk to people, etc. Matt, what are you getting at? I'm basically saying in the internet world and this real stuff, it doesn't happen. And it's, I understand there's like a TikTok and there's trends and, a billion people are doing the same fucking thing, but it just like blows my mind where I'm like, whatever, no one's going to say they invented dances, and maybe in the dancing TikTok world, you want people to copy your thing because they'll come back, but I feel like in the comedic TikTok world, or at least with my stand-up ideas or brain, going into something where it's so weird to me when you just see people doing literally exactly what you just did, and then gaining, likes, followers, etc. from that without, giving, I don't want to say give credit, but it's just like, and I don't know if some people on like these internet things are fine with that. It's just weird in the IG and TikTok world where you're just like, oh, we're doing this right now? Like, I didn't know. And it's just like kind of disheartening because I thought, like I said, people would want to take ownership for things and blah, blah, blah. But what happened is it's like, I fucking do. And this is the weird thing with all that stuff is everything's been done in stand-up or the internet. Basically, a lot of ideas have been done. People have, for what I do or kind of do, if you act out inanimate objects, I did not invent that, right? Let's be honest. I'm not the first person to play a piece of shit getting yelled at by coffee. That's not me. Well, that scenario is me, but maybe somebody else played coffee before. I don't know. But nor am I the first person to play both roles. That's kind of what I do in my videos, or the first person to put text on my video. But the thing with the internet world is, let's look at those as ingredients. My videos, I've come up with a style, and it's a ratio of all the, things that have been done, but I'm doing it as a ratio where it's specific to me. And you create your language with the videos, etc. And what was frustrating, and I'm starting to get over it. It is what it is, but it's just disheartening. Is when peers, see they see what you're doing, and then it's not like they do it their own way. They kind of just take that exact formula that you kind of like made specific to yourself and then start creating their own with that exact thing. And now it's not like the peers are just normal people who don't do stand-up and whatever, it's going to happen. But I guess what was frustrating for me was when these peers are stand-ups and also have shown so much interest in exactly what you were doing, and then 2 weeks later, their page is just literally what you were just doing. And you're like, guys, we're comedians. Like, wouldn't you want, and it's funny, like, there's people who do that. There's a few who did that. And then there's a few who took the route where I thought most people would take, or at least them, where, like, I've had comics be like, hey, I see what you're doing. I wish I can't wait to come up with my specific thing where I, like, so I can come up with videos, et cetera, et cetera. Like, and I've even had friends call me and be like, hey, I was going to act out like this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm not acting like I'm like the boss of this and they have to call me, but I feel like when they're like, oh, I had an idea similar, it's like you kind of like start to, like how I reference the stand-up joke where like you see someone do it and you're like, oh, okay, maybe that's your thing. I'm going to come up with my own thing. And it's just weird when your peers don't do that, because it was a little like disheartening of they're my friends and then they're just like, oh, yoink, I'm going to do that. You're like, bro, do your own fucking thing. Like, come on. And then I think that what the nail in the coffin, is that the term? I don't know. The straw that broke the camel's ass. Matt, it's back. What? I thought it was the straw that broke his ass because you're shoving straws in his ass. No, it's back. All right. So I stand corrected. I think the frustrating thing was I did go out of my way to talk to these people, and I did it in the most apologetic way because I just hate confrontation. And I was just like, hey, man, I know, hey, people, I'm going to say that. I know you saw my videos. I, see you're doing them. That's cool. I'm happy you're putting shit out there. But I feel like, yours are a little, you've showed interest in mine, and I feel like yours are a little too inspired by mine, meaning like, hey, you're kind of doing like exactly like, do change something about it. Like, give me a fucking break. It's kind of insulting as a comic, you're going to do that to another comic. But I've had some awkward conversations. They went well, but at the end of the day, within those conversations, they went okay. The people were so quick to act like they didn't see mine, and they're like, oh, I saw other people do that. And you're just like, okay, not only now you're going to do exactly what I do, you're not going to even like have the decency to be like, hey, I did see yours. You're right. It did inspire mine. I'll do what I can. It was I saw other people doing it. That's how I'm going to hang my hat. And you're just like, so not only do your friends rip you off, they fucking literally are now playing on the defense. And you're just like, dude, what the fuck? So that was the other shit news that happened. And how do you handle that? I don't know. You panic and keep fucking doing bad shit and bad reels and hope people like you. But I don't know. It's just, it's a weird thing because like at most jobs, I guess, in any job you want credit, give credit where credit's due. I think that's a good sentence to say, but I think it's so hard with the internet world now where people are just so quick to fucking do that. And like I said earlier, I know somebody at the end of the day is going to do exactly what I'm doing, and I'm not going to police everyone, nor do I want to. I feel like, these styles of videos is going to get old and there's going to be new ones. And but it's, I think in the moment, you're just like, you got to like check people that are in your circle and be like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, hell, like, I don't know. How would you guys handle that? It's a weird situation. And I'm not trying to lose friends over stuff, but there's a point where you got to also stick up for yourself. And, who knows, people? It's just put me in a bad mood. Like, not a bad, like I'm bitter, a little bit, but like I'm not like punching walls. Like, it's not like that. It's a little fucking video, but it's frustrating nonetheless because, you people work. You guys have jobs. What if somebody just saw you doing something that's working? They're like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take, and then try to take credit for it. And you're just like, I mean, can you just throw me a little bone? Like, that? Maybe that would be it. Just be like, hey, I did see it, and I liked it a lot, and I wanted to do that. And then I can be like, that's cool. Like, you mind just doing a little different? And like, no. And you're like, all right, at least I know you got at least I know you fucking took it from my thing. But whatever, dude. It's, I think with the job stuff, I think with that, sometimes people, you get put in a little funk. And know what doesn't climb you out of that hole is booze, baby. No, I didn't drink. I had 2 beers last night. I had 3, but ate pizza. Why do you say it like a fucking clueless girl? I want some pizza. Just been, I don't know. I was gonna go work out. Sometimes what do you got to do? Sometimes you just need a little sweat sesh to rid yourself of some of these little poopy moods. But at the end of the day, people, when you're just stewing on stuff, that's what's wild to me, just like how social media, like what world are we fucking in where there's like, I feel like we're just constantly adding new things to be self-conscious about, mad about, overthink, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like growing up, without the internet, when I was little and our parents and grandparents, like, that was just a whole other thing you didn't have to worry about, right? And it's weird how we're just constantly being reintroduced to new things that you have to care about that'll in turn stress you out. And in turn, you're just like, what the fuck? That's why, like our grandparents and parents' age, like, you kids are all anxious, y'all have anxiety. It's like, yeah, literally we have so much more shit on our plate than you fucking did. I know they did too. I'm not like trying to fucking act like the things we're stressing about are even worthy of it, but it's just like, bitch, I got a social media account to uphold. I got my Facebook freaking. You're like acting like they have a whole family, and it's just internet people. My TikTok's been on my ass. Get off my plate, bitch. I don't need your fucking. I'm from the '60s. We had no trouble story. No. I was even thinking the other day. I'm like, dude, like, it's funny how like now like masks, like that's another thing you can judge people on. Like, nice mask, what do you pour? Like, it's just like another layer of like shit that people can just see. But who the fuck, what do I know? That's why I'm not gonna wear one, baby. Trump. No, I'm just kidding. People, chill out. Don't fucking screenshot that. You can ruin my career and all that bullshit. Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's wild out there, man. Fucking a lot of shit. I don't really care anymore, though. I feel like going back, though, it's like, it's weird how you start. I'll say I don't want to put this on you guys like you're the psychos, and I'm trying to be like, right? You ever have somebody get sick and like, yeah, I feel shitty. Don't you feel shitty? No. Oh, really? Stop projecting your shit on me. I think when you start doing anything, for me personally, like I do like these stupid little videos to have fun with them, and then they do well, and then it puts pressure on them, and then I get pissed when they don't perform well, in turn making me annoyed, and then I think the videos suffer. Versus for a while where I was just like, I'm just gonna fucking do them when they pop in my head, and that was fun and these silly little things, and then, but that's tough because like as a comedian, there's a point where it's not, you can't just wait for things to come to you because you're on deadlines for putting out material or blah, blah, blah. This is where like it starts to get the business side of things of like, you see with a lot of these like Netflix specials where these like comedians, they're like, you're going to do a Netflix special in a year, you better write a new hour, which it's like, that's fucking putting pressure on material. Like, it does something to it. The best jokes, I feel like the ones that pop in your head when you're thinking about three other, like, my best jokes, personally, when I'm writing this joke and trying it out on stage, I have two jokes, hypothetically. Hey, Matt, can you focus? My best jokes come like this. I write two jokes, and I'm like, I'm going to go to an open mic or a show and try them out. The thing I say in between those two jokes on a whim turns into being my best joke. Sleep well at night knowing that. And that's how my videos have been, where the best ones are just like me fucking thumb up the ass on the couch. I'm like, well, that'd be funny. And then I shoot it, and it's the best. It's not the ones where I'm like fucking drawing, not that I do that, but it's like, isn't that a weird thing? I love like creativity shit. I think that's like the wildest shit where they're like, we don't know what's going on in the brain with all this stuff. Things are firing. We don't know, but it's just like, imagine if there was a fucking like pill that you took where like everybody's got good ideas and you're just like, where did that come from? It seems so easy, and it's almost like your brain's not even working. It just kind of like at one moment just puts like four things together, and you're like, that doesn't make sense. And then you try to do it again. You're like, I can't. And your nose starts bleeding. That's wild. And imagine there being just a pill that you fucking took that just literally had you firing off wild ideas. That's what gets me thinking about like aliens and shit, man. Fucking aliens. Isn't that nuts? Okay, if we're like this and our brains can give you one out of every 50 thoughts is one of those like fucking smooth sailing whatevers, or at least me. Now it gets me thinking about just other people. Like, okay, there's some people out there who get 1 out of every 100. That's why some people like, I'm not creative, or some people just like are constantly putting out bangers. You're like, damn, yours must just like be firing off left and right. But then I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's fucking like aliens out there that are just like probably. That's why they're smart. That's why. What am I talking about? That's why, like, imagine another fucking planet with people, but their brains just work better, and they're just like literally, their babies are just like geniuses and shit. This is what I think about. That's what I fucking think about, baby. 20 minutes in, I'm freaking out thinking about aliens, man. I don't even smoke weed. That's a logical thing. It's a very realistic, logical idea that I thought of, and somebody else is gonna fuck it. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't care. I know the beginning I sounded bitter, but it was just something I had to get off my chest, and I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm gonna just sell out at some point, host a game show, get a pop of money. I'm gonna spend it too soon. In the process of spending, get a hot wife. I lose the money, lose her. I'm in a trailer, and then I get famous from TikTok Reels and start it all over again. So what are we going to do with that, people? See how much social media just can ruin people's lives? I watched The Social Dilemma. I didn't watch it because the music was too creepy. Hey, don't need haunted house sounds in the background of Social Dilemma. Like, why was that needed? Bitch, I don't need to hear that when some nerd's telling me how my phone reads the shit I write. You know what I'm saying? You're like, and then your phone watches you change. You're like, good. You ever think about that? Like you're taking your data. I'm like, fucking go ahead. What data are you taking that you're using, like, and I'm like out of control fucking taking it. What am I trying to say? Like, what are you taking and applying to my phone where I'm just like fucking zombie mode, just doing things and not even realizing it? You ever think about that? You're like, what are you going to take that I fucking search big old titties on Pornhub? Wow. Take that, data thieves. I don't give a fuck. What are you going to take that I fucking check Instagram 45 times in 3 seconds and realize nothing's happening? Take my data, bitch. I don't give a fuck. You can have it. I got your fucking data. I grabbed my dick, and they're like, we actually have that still. It's actually, they told up a picture of my penis that I sent to someone. I'm like, bro, can I get that one back? No, you said we can have all your data. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Too much data. I don't know. It's just funny the people you see who are like fucking bitch moaning, complaining, like, you're not taking it. Bitch, your is not worth it. They want people who like buy shit online, and they're going to just put those fucking ads in their face. I think that's all it is. Is that all it is? I don't even know what they do with it. Social Dilemma. Your phone records all your farts. And then, when you're about to kiss a girl, it's going to play them. You're like, is that a thing phones do? I thought that was her the whole time. And she thought that was me. That's why we never dated. Your phone records your farts. And it doesn't tell you. Well, that doesn't even sound like it's a fun feature. It's like those, you ever see those, like, I don't know if you guys see them anymore. Cable's not much of a thing anymore. I remember, like, growing up, I'd, like, fall asleep and I'd wake up and there'd be some, like, there's always prank shows. And, like, they'd always be, there was, like, American ones. It was, like, I don't even know what, I guess Impractical Jokers is, like, a newer, more popular one. But, like, back in the day, there was, like, every now and then they had, like, a prank show and you'd watch them. But, like, then you'd fall asleep and wake up and it was, like, this, like, you can tell they weren't in America. They weren't talking, but you're like, these people don't look American. They look like Italian or Canadian or some shit. And it was just it's funny because, like, a lot of the pranks, like, the person doing the prank, it almost seemed like they were getting the shit end of the stick. You know, I was like, who's getting pranked here? This guy's like, shh, and then he sneaks in the area of a porta potty where you get pissed on, and then he's like popping out. I'm like, you're chilling with piss and shit to scare someone? Like, you're the idiot. That's not even funny. That's our phones trying to steal data. I'm collecting everything you've ever said. Do you want all that? Because a lot of it's just me rambling to myself about what inanimate thing I can act out. So, the fuck. You know what was refreshing? I went home recently, and just how much people... Oh, my last video was me home, obviously. You saw it. Just how much people don't care. Just like the beauty of people not caring about their phones and stuff. Just the how refreshing it was to see, like, it was like a blast from the past to see, like, my mom and, like, just that generation where they just, like, your phone is just, it's still the phone. It's not a phone. It's the phone. That difference right there of just how they just, there's zero importance to it, and they just live their life, like, doing things, and then they pick up their phone to call someone, and they're like, this thing is just to communicate with people, and I don't give a fuck about it. Even, like, trying to explain, my mom's like, hey, I got a video that 500,000 views, and she's just, like, reading a paper, like, that's fun, and I'm like, I love that you just kind of brush it off, because I need to start doing that. That's exactly the approach you have to take with all this shit. Just like how they don't give a fuck about anything, and you're like, oh, that's like a normal thing. People do that. People don't care about followers. People don't care about, they just go live their life. You guys ever like do like a what's it called? You ever like make the conscious decision, like before you go on a hike, you're like, I'm going to leave my phone in my car. It's like funny how you have to like actively be like, I'm going to leave it there and go over here. And then you're like, I feel better about my life. I'm going to step away from my phone. It's like a conscious thought that you actively have the whole time you're not near it. You're like, I'm not near my phone right now. Oh, good for you. I'm not near it. Am I better? I mean, you seem like you're thinking about it. I'm not, though. Scary, man. I do like doing that. You just leave it, and then you just feel the radiation leaving your body, that had a grasp on your brain. I feel like your phone is just like radioactively just controlling your brain. There's just like this little thing like pulling levers, and it's just controlling me and shit. Like, it's like, go buy things on Amazon. You're like, yes, sir. And then you walk away far enough, and it's out of the reach, baby. 6 foot is COVID, 8 foot's phone. If you're out of the 8-foot zone, your phone can't fucking suck your brain, baby. I don't know. Being home it was great. I recommend it if you guys live away. Living in a city. Cities do something to you. I feel like cities are like, a city is a place you go to get better at a thing to leave. You know what I'm saying? And when you're in the machine, the city's like the machine in a way. And I feel like when you're in it too long, you start getting lumped up and shit. But like you go here, you get the fucking skill set, and then most people just leave. You know, it's this high energy fucking thing of people learning a trick or trade or bullshit, and you have a billion people around you doing the same thing, so you inevitably have to get good at that fucking thing, and then hopefully in the process you get shit and can get the fuck out of here. But it's funny because in turn cities make people crazy. But then have you ever been at like you ever like go, like I don't know if you guys don't live at home or not, but like small town problems, like, to me, are just like the funniest shit, because it's the opposite, where I think it's the same thing, but like you go back home and like little problems are just like dinner conversations worthy of, like, you know, Diane, remember her? I lent her dog food, and you know, she was gonna lend me some, and she gave me less than I gave her, and I was just like, are you serious? And it's like literally, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? Like, it's such a small, minute fucking thing of just like these little fucking house on the prairie issues. You're like, are you mad she didn't give you enough dog food? Well, I mean, I just waited out. And how much neighbors spy on each other. Yeah, he's not doing good. What do you mean? Well, I saw yesterday he parked further from her car than normal, and when they walked by each other, it didn't look good. You're like, did you talk to them and know this? No, I've just been spying from my window. You're like, that's not normal. Like neighbor beef is huge. That was one thing I forgot. Like I have like I feel like when you live in an apartment building, you almost just deal with it. Yeah, you have a loud neighbor, but like neighborhood fucking neighbor beef. Neighborhood neighbor beef? Sounds like a fucking Arby's sandwich. Come try our new neighborhood neighbor beef. It's with cheese and tax. Just like, you know what the biggest fuck you in any neighborhood is when somebody puts up a fence? My bad. It's not even like how mad a neighbor gets. This bitch, you're going to put up a fence, bitch? Yeah, dude. It's still this high. They're just talking normally. The people across the street from me in Connecticut put up a fence. And it's just funny because the property line is such an issue, and no one knows where property lines are. We just assume that you mow here and they stop there, and my dude across the street goes, I'm putting up a fence, bitch. And then they put up a fence, and then this guy was like, oh, my yard is smaller than it is. Now we got a problem. And now it's just Family Feud style fucking screaming. Oh, they're not screaming, but, people are threatening to leave. On the other side, the person got their bushes cut down because they thought those bushes were on their yard, and they've taken ownership and a liking to them, and they've tended to them for years. And then one day you're like, these bushes are in my yard, bitch. And guess what? Fucking killed him in front of him. Ah! Ah! He's fucking screaming. Ah! He's fucking killing your bushes, even though they were never yours. Neighborhood neighbor beef, baby. Hashtag neighborhood neighbor beef. Yeah, dude, this is your tree? Well, guess what? I'm trimming the limbs that go in my yard. You fucking touch those limbs, I'll kill you. It seems like this property line just shoots straight up, and I'm going to fucking kill them. Ah! Ah! I'm just standing there like, guys, it doesn't matter. They grow back. Well, you fucking better not touch my tree limbs. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild shit, baby. I love neighbors. You gonna pick up? That's the best thing. You hear one neighbor say to somebody else walking their dog, you picking that shit up, right? Just fucking dog shit just causes. Dog shit is just like starts fights in neighborhoods. You picking that shit up, right? You're not? Pick up that shit. How about you don't let your dog piss on my grass and burn it? You ever hear that? Did you ever hear somebody say that in the yard? Your fucking dog's piss is burning my grass. I already got this dude killing my bushes. Why do people care so much about their yard? You're like, who the fuck cares? If it's green, it's green. I mean, the shit I get, though. You don't want to pick, I'm so used to LA, just shit is on the sidewalk. You're like, oh, you're an owner. Like, I'm sorry, I see that. Like, why wouldn't you just yank your dog to the fucking area where shit isn't on pavement? That's fucked up. I don't know. Do you think dogs care where they shit? This is where my podcast leads to. This is where it just should end. No one's watching right now. If you're watching right now, smash the like button and then put your finger in your butt and then take a picture of it. All right, that was disgusting, guys. That's what happens when it's COVID. You're just trapped inside. You don't know how to talk to people anymore. You just go to these things. Although when I was in Connecticut, it was pretty wild that everything's just open. Just fucking like normal life. Open, just wear a mask, and then people are still bitching. I'm like, you don't understand how lucky you have it. LA has nothing. I'm just trapped in my apartment talking to my reflection, and you guys can go do stuff. But it's weird. When I went there with like a very cautious LA approach. I'm not a pussy about it, but I'm like, dude, here you got to be a little more considerate of who you're fucking close talking, and next thing you know, I'm in LA or in Connecticut. We went to a restaurant. You can take your mask off while you're sitting, and then I fucking feel somebody here, and I turn around, this guy's like, hey, how long are you in town for? I'm like, why are we, like, talking fucking face to face? I haven't felt somebody's wind from their mouth in fucking a year. And then you're just like, hey, excuse me, sir, it's a little windy. I don't like your wind. Get your COVID wind out of my fucking face, you sick hurricane. Hey, so how long are you in town for? Ugh. That's a sensation you haven't felt in a while. Unless it's somebody you fucking know, but, like, to just be up in a stranger's face, you're like, ugh, you're dirty. You probably have it. I look at people like I look at them with their fucking sexual partners. You're like, you're dirty. But people, what's the takeaway from this episode? I gotta fucking go do shit. I gotta live my life. I think be I don't know, be original. If you're gonna fucking, I remember one time when I screenshot tweets. I don't know if you guys saw that. Everyone's done it before. It's not like it's invented, but I remember the kid I saw doing it. I was like, hey, man, just want to let you know I saw what you do. I like it. I've seen it around, but I like how you do it. I'm just going to let you know I'm going to start doing it. He's like, cool, man. Have fucking fun. And you're like, cool. All right. I just rid myself of people being like, he's seen it. He's doing it. I don't know. Be original, people. Be Stop caring. I'm just contradicting myself. Be original, but don't care what people do. Care about your phone, but also fuck your phone. It can suck my dick. Imagine the day there's a sex doll that is as technologically savvy as a phone. You're just like, oh my God. That'd be wild. Guys, that's a good time to end. Again, if you got this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you to my sponsor, which is Big Win Pour Water. You guys buy Pour Water at 7-Elevens? Same water, shitty bottle. Just kidding. That's not my sponsor. But thank you for watching. Again, feel free to hit the like button or just fucking don't. And if you, again, are here from my reels and my videos and you're new, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. And come back next week when we talk about pubic hair. Is it coming back? Stay tuned for my thoughts. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.